Do you want to come in? As they move up here for the first trial of the night, this is over to 2,240 metres, a field of 6, the green light's on, racing, and Loving a Chevy from out wide on the track for Lance Justice's began fast, and kicking through in the middle was Not a Replica, and Calmy Dan also showing speed along the inside, but Loving a Chevy was able to take up the running from Calmy Dan second. Not a Replica's left without cover third, and driving through along the inside was Superliner, and shuffle back to last was the Harvey Bay. About 20 metres from first to last, a field of 5 as they head towards the back with 1,750 metres to go. And the pilot is Loving a Chevy for Lance Justice, leading the way. In second spot was Calmy Dan, third Superliner, fourth was the Harvey Bay, and Not a Replica is back last of all. They run past the 1,600. The lead time comes up in 46.9 on this fine night here at Tabcorp Park, Melton. A little bit of a slight breeze coming across the track, and the front runner is Loving a Chevy, leads away. Now there's a move by Superliner. He'll go up and have a little bit of a look here to Loving a Chevy. Lance Justice looks across and says, you really want the front? And he's going to press on here on Superliner, and Jeremy Quinlan now takes Superliner to the lead. From in second placing was Loving a Chevy second, and third was Calmy Dan, fourth the Harvey Bay, and Not a Replica's last. Into the home straight with a lap to go. The bell sounding in the background, 30.9 the first quarter of the last mile. Past the winning post, they've got 1 lap to go. And Superliner on a pretty good hold, leading the way. Wants to go quicker after being stirred up with that mid-race move. Leads by 4 metres. Second spot behind the leader was Loving a Chevy. Third, Calmy Dan. Fourth, the outside. And commencing its run from back second last was the Harvey Bay, and being tracked up by Not a Replica. It's been a trial with moves. 31-2 the second quarter, 62 the half. And the front runner is Superliner from Loving a Chevy, and third was moving up the Harvey Bay, Not a Replica on its back, and back last of all now along the inside was Calmy Dan. It's a packing field, about 20 metres still from first to last with 4:50 to go. A few chances in this trial. The Harvey Bay goes up to Superliner, who's now on a loose rein and looks like he's about to call it a night. Not a Replica to second out after the Harvey Bay. Loving a Chevy weaving a passage between runners will now switch back to the inside, and Calmy Dan to the outside, and Superliner's gone. 30.6 that third quarter. A turn for the run home. Not a Replica to the outside. Moving to the outside and coming quickly was Calmy Dan. Loving a Chevy, and the Harvey Bay still there. The Harvey Bay's kicking on. Loving a Chevy's coming late. The Harvey Bay has scored. Tight go for second. We've got Not a Replica, and right up on the inside was Loving a Chevy. I don't think there's much between them. Calmy Dan also just behind the place getters, and a gap to Superliner was the horse that dropped out. 27.7 that final quarter. It was a fairly solid run trial. It was 2 minutes and 3 seconds was the mile rate for trial number 1. The Harvey Bay fought on really well, looked to be in a bit of bother turning for home when they were making their runs out wider and back along the inside, but Kylie Sugars was able to get the Harvey Bay to respond, and it kicked on. Tight go for second. It'll be interesting to see which way the judge goes here. I mean, Loving a Chevy clearly looked on face value to run second, and that was the case. And third was number 3, Not a Replica. You always got to be a little bit weary of that wider finish when there's one along the inside. And fourth was one Calmy Dan, and fifth number 4 Superliner. So 2, 5, 3, 1 and 4. 2, 5, 3, 1 and 4. Gross time was 2:47.4. 2:47 for the gross. A mile rate of 2 minutes, 0.3. Last mile in 2 minutes, 0.5. Last half 58.4. And the margins were ahead by a nose, so that margin between second and third was very tight. Only a nose separating. Ahead by a nose between second and third. 2, 5, 3.